Well, hello everyone. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to be here. If you guys are just now tuning in, hello and welcome. My name is Caroline. Think of me as your beauty bestie, okay? I always come on here. We do a live about once a month. We do a multi-stream. You may see me on TikTok. I am so excited to be here because this is a very, very special show. If you guys do not know, if you haven't heard, Mother's Day is this Sunday. It's the 11th. And Mother's Day is really special to all of us at goPure. And so we decided we wanted to do a really special segment on moms. And I got to tell you something really cool. I'm not the only one that's going to be live today. We're going to be introducing some special guests. It is just going to be so fun. So if you guys are now tuning in, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You may be tuning in from the site itself. You may be tuning in from Facebook or YouTube. If you're coming from Facebook and YouTube, please hop over to our site because you get to be able to participate a little bit more when you jump onto the site. We're so glad. The other thing that's really exciting is you're going to want to stick around for the entire segment because we are going to be doing some fun giveaways, some very interactive things. You guys know we love our audience. We love you guys. We want you to be involved in what we do. And we want you to have fun during this segment as well. So, again, make sure to come hop on over to the site so you can chat with us. And again, like I said, we may be doing some fun little giveaways. You just never know what we have going on. Okay. So, the other thing I want to say before we get started is I am very excited to be here. My name is Caroline. Not only am I your beauty bestie, but I am a mom as well. I have a 7-year-old and now I'm currently expecting my second child. So I'm full on preggers and very excited to be celebrating Mother's Day this year. It's a special one for me. And I am also very excited to introduce to you some very interesting, very fun, amazing people who make goPure go round. So, what I want to do is I want to go ahead, I want to get started, and I want to introduce our first person, okay? And this is a very special person because you guys may know who this is or you may not, but I want to introduce Alex Keon. And if you don't know Alex, Alex is actually the co-founder of goPure. And Alex is going to come on in. Hey, Alex. Alex is going to come on in because I will, first of all, Alex, number one, I've heard that you and your wife, Erin, who co-founded the company as well, you guys did this while having 2 kids, which is super impressive. And I've also heard that your mom has something to do with the company as well. So welcome, Alex. Come on in and tell us a little bit more about your journey with goPure and also your mom and Erin being an amazing wife. Tell us, a mom.
Thank you, Caroline. It's so great to be here. Yeah, Erin wanted to actually be on this live. She couldn't make it, so I was asked to fill in, and I am super honored to be part of this Mother's Day live. Like you mentioned, my own mom has had a really big impact on my life, and I can get into the story of how. But yeah, I think this is an amazing holiday and amazing time to celebrate all moms. So I'm super excited to be here.
Alex, thank you. And just a couple of things I would love, if you don't mind, touching a little bit more on your mom and how she comes into play with goPure. And when you get done with that, I want to kind of get more into Erin and I want you to tell us like a funny mom story about Erin, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, so my mom is definitely an amazing person. She's had a lot of impact on myself and my kind of development from in my childhood. And basically, the story is when I was around 10, our family kind of broke up, and my dad was not in the picture after that. And so my mom really, it was myself and my brother, and she raised us on her own, worked really hard. It was definitely very challenging. I don't know how she did it. And, I think from that, she just, the character that she kind of had to really have and the strength to get through that challenging time because we were also immigrants. And so we were brand new at that time in the United States, around 1991. And so, she's just a woman in a new country without kind of any kind of support system and network and, friends and family and new language even. And so, it was very challenging, and she really pulled it off. And it's just something that I definitely like admire, and I still think back on, and it's definitely part of like who I am. And so yeah, today actually, my mom is like officially retired, but she's actually a part owner of GoPure as well,
Um,
for that reason. And I'm really grateful that we can do that together, and she can be part
Well,
of
Alex, I'm assuming she gets free skincare for life,
it. Yeah,
right? Like
of
that's part of
course.
the package deal. Now, does she have a favorite skincare product, or is she just loving everything from GoPure?
She definitely loves the whole routine, but I think the anti-wrinkle moisturizer is actually like her favorite if she had to pick one. Yeah.
That's incredible. And she sounds like such an amazing woman and an amazing person. And I would love to hear too about your amazing wife as well. Like, I want to know more about her. And just even if you have just like a funny story about her being a mom, I'd love to hear more.
Yeah, absolutely. Erin is amazing, co-founder of GoPure. The first few years of it was a real struggle. Speaking of parenting and working, and building a business is it's beyond just regular like working. It's so intense. It's so many hours every day. It's so much stress and like issues and problems. And so yes, it was a tough couple of years for sure. And she's amazing, and she, like I mentioned earlier, she couldn't be here, so she and I asked her like, "What's a funny story you want me to share, and what are some things?" So we do have a pretty kind of a funny story related to parenting. When we were first actually, we were a couple of years into GoPure, and we got a new office. We got our first office. It was like a big deal. It was a big financial kind of a leap, and we were there, and we had a business broker come in to help us with the furniture and build it out. And at the time, our daughter Sophia was only 3 years old, and she was going through potty training. So she's coming with us everywhere, and she's there in this empty office. We're talking to the furniture broker, and she had to do the potty training thing right there in the middle of this empty office. And fortunately, the woman that was the broker was like very good about it. She's had kids and grandkids at that point, and she was very understanding. But speaking of trying to balance it all, it's definitely an interesting situation. We have a photo of it somewhere.
That's actually hilarious. I remember going through the potty training days, and those were so difficult, but I could not imagine doing it while also trying to run an entire business. So, kudos to you and to Erin. That is absolutely incredible. And again, that is hysterical. I'm
Yeah.
glad the broker understood. What about your mom? Do you have like a funny story or like a momism about your mom? Like, now that she's a little bit more involved in the company and you guys get to kind of have that like freedom to kind of be more involved together, do you see more now that she's like a grandparent and now that she's older and involved in the company, do you see more mom isms coming from her? And like, what's a favorite mom ism that you have of hers?
So she's not actually involved in the day to day right now. She's basically retired, so she's like just she's a financial owner. But as far as I can't think of one on the spot
Yeah,
for her. I do have a few of errands that I wanted to share. So
please.
yeah, so for Aaron, basically, I think one that I appreciate a lot is we as a family and the kids are always everywhere like a little bit too early. Sometimes you get there and you're like, we're so early. Why are we here so early? But the reality is, without that, we would be late everywhere. And it's like
Yeah.
so obvious, even in the mornings, like when the kids are getting ready, like they need that push. So I think that's one that I appreciate a lot because it keeps me on time. And then one that she thought, this is her words, that she wanted me to share, which is that she laughs like a dying hyena. So
That's
I would
great.
never use that to describe her laughter, but this is coming from Aaron directly. So
That is actually hysterical. And Alex, tell us one more time. You're here because of Erin. She couldn't make it today, so you're here in her stead, just kind of giving her notes that she's given. And we appreciate Alex you being here and you telling us more. Thank you so much. And again, we appreciate you so much. And Guys, this is just our first guest. We're just now getting started. So friends, if you're just now tuning in, hello and welcome. We're so happy you're here. Alex, if you don't mind, I'm going to introduce our next guest if that's okay.
Sure, yeah.
I would like for Bethany to join us if Bethany can. Bethany is actually the senior VP of marketing, and Bethany and we've actually met quite a few times in person. So this is awesome that, again, we're getting to work together again. And a couple of things about Bethany that I've heard, and Bethany, you tell me if this is true, but I heard that you love to get on your Peloton at 5 a.m. Is that true?
I do. I know it's craziness.
Well, I don't know how you're doing it. Bethany, thank you for joining us. Will you please tell us a funny story about being a mom?
Yeah. So I work a lot, but one day we just launched our button thigh cream, which is phenomenal.
Ooh.
And so one day I was going through all the clinicals, the before and afters. And so there's quite a few butts and thighs on my screen. And my 7-year-old son comes in and he's like, Mom, what are you looking at? And he just saw so many butts. And he's like, I'm seeing it, Dad. And he ran to my husband and was like, she's looking at butts. It's like the innocence of a child is so like cute and beautiful. But he did not appreciate me looking at multiple buttocks. But yeah, that's probably my best goPure funny story.
That is actually hysterical. And just, I mean, you work in the skincare industry. What can I say, right? You might be looking at some butts every now and then. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Bethany, tell us a little bit more about your background. I know that you've been in marketing for over 15 years. So tell us a little bit about your background and what is your favorite just part about your day-to-day work experience with goPure?
Yeah. So my background's in marketing, which I absolutely love every kind of part of it. There's so many niches within marketing that we get to touch here. And I think specifically around goPure, we're very different than most brands. We have a really high growth, fast mentality, which is definitely not for everyone, but it's definitely for me. So we just, grind every day. And when you hit Friday, you look back and you're like, I always look back at the entire team of what we accomplished in 5 days every Friday afternoon. And it's incredible what these people do at goPure. And it's not just, marketing. I have marketing, so I look at my team specifically, but all the other teams have to support all of our crazy initiatives that we're doing. And so it's seriously like pretty incredible how much like every team, ops, technology, they all kind of rise up every week. And it's really tangible, everything we like hammer out each week. So that part's really exciting. I love it. You get to have, that gratification in seeing those like results weekly and daily even. So, and not to mention, it's just a really fun environment, fun team, and lots of moms.
Yeah, from what I've seen and I've experienced, you guys have such a good time. You really do. And there are a lot of moms involved in the company.
Yeah.
And speaking of moms, Alex, would you mind telling us about your mom one more time? I know a couple people were asking questions about it. So would you mind just telling us the story again, getting back into your mom? I know people would love who've missed it and are just now tuning in, would love to hear more.
One more time, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that my mom raised us kind of on her own after I was about 10 years old. So she worked, 2, I think sometimes 3 jobs. Like you got one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then one on the weekends, and just learned a lot of, I think, ethics of hard work from her, as well as also just not being afraid to face challenges. Like when everything even feels insurmountable, there's always a path, and she always found a path for us, and she always made it so that, we had, whatever we could pull off, like a little trip here or there once in a while or whatever, she always made it happen and really dedicated like her life to us. And during those years. So yeah, she had a big impact on my life, and she's still one of the owners in goPure. So yeah, that's the story.
She sounds so incredible and like what an inspiration. Maybe next time we do this, we'll have to have her on because she sounds
I'll have to
so
have.
incredible. Bethany, I know that we were talking earlier. We were all in like a room together, guys. We were just having like a conversation just about GoPure. Bethany, can you tell me a little more? I know you have a lot of like facts about the moms that work in the company and all of that good stuff. Do you have any idea who the longest working mom at GoPure is?
I would have to say it's Erin. She's 8+ years, which is pretty incredible.
That is amazing, actually. I love to hear that. And again, I love to hear that there are a lot of moms involved in working in the company. That just says a lot about GoPure itself. And, one thing I love is I love collaborating and working with you guys. It's just been so fun and incredible. And speaking of moms, I think we need to introduce another mom to this chat. What do you guys think? Are you guys okay with
Do
that?
it.
Let's do it.
All right, great. All right, let's introduce our next special guest. Melanie Juarez is going to be joining us in just a few seconds. Melanie is actually the brand protection manager. And I've heard that you love to make people laugh and that you're very silly. So I'm glad that you're on here and I'm really excited for you to join us. So welcome, Melanie. Glad to
Can I
have
just
you
add a
on.
little intro to this? I don't know if everybody knows what brand protection is.
Yeah, please.
But it's basically because our products have become so popular, we have a lot of counterfeiters out there trying to make fakes of our product, and Melanie hunts them down and gets them taken down
She
from
will take you down.
platforms. Yeah, like, just so you guys understand, it's a really important role, and really she goes after them and gets them down. So we
She's like
appreciate
the
that. But that's
she's
it.
like
Melanie, go ahead.
she's like the GoPure bounty hunter. Like
She
Yeah, thank
really
you. Thank
is. She's
you.
a superhero. Oh my gosh, she's an Avenger over here. Melanie, thank you so much for being here. Would you mind telling us a funny story about being a mom?
Yeah, so brand protection, I take down counterfeits, and sometimes, a lot of the time, I order them so I can have, in my hand so I can make sure that it is a counterfeit product. And my son, who's 5 years old, sees what I do and wants to be a part of everything that I do. So he sees me opening these packages and he's like, Mom, what are you doing? So I explain everything to him. So now every time a package comes in the mail, he's like, I've got this. And he will open the package, take it out, run to my office, grab an actual GoPure product, line everything up, and just stare at it and say, those are counterfeit. No one can get by me. I've got this.
That is amazing. I love that at 5 years old, too.
Yeah.
So great. And tell us a little bit, Melanie, about again being the brand protection manager. What is, your favorite part about your job?
I like when I actually see the takedowns, because
Yeah.
I have many people from the company that are like, hey, we found this, hey, we found this. And then I go on myself and I'm like, hey, I found this. And then my mom is actually amazing. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. She's amazing at finding a lot of these counterfeits too on Facebook and everything. And it's just like seeing when they come down, I'm like, hey, I did that. Like my team did that. We were able to take these down so that GoPure can just pop up and prosper and not have all of these other counterfeits around. I think that's the best part for me, is just having that feeling of, we did that.
Well, Melanie, this is actually really cool. We have someone in our comments who actually said she is so thankful to you because she accidentally bought a counterfeit and you helped her out. So she's like so thankful in the comments for what you do. So thank you, Melanie. That is so
Yeah, and I just want to add, why this is so important is because a lot of these counterfeits, we have no idea what they're putting in there, and we've tested some of them, and they had some dangerous like lead and stuff like that. So that's why it's so important, because people are buying these products thinking they're actual GoPure, and then who knows what they're actually putting on their skin. So this is a very important role to like protect the customers actually.
That is very important. That's one thing that I also, when I'm live with GoPure, either on TikTok or here, I try to also reiterate that to people because it's easy to get confused, but that's why we're here. We're here to help you. That's why Melanie's here to help you. And again, just really quickly, this is a fully shoppable live. So if you are stocking up on some products, you can go down in the shopping cart down below and shop from the official goPure site. All right. So thank you, Melanie. That is like so neat. I love to hear more about that. Maybe you and I can have a discussion later on. I want to bring in one final last person. And actually, I've got a story about this final last guest. Stephanie was the one that I met from goPure first, and Stephanie has actually taught me so much about goPure and goPure products. And the funny thing is, I've never actually had to introduce Stephanie before. We've always just been live together. So this is the first time I am saying Stephanie's last name, which is hysterical. So Stephanie Classy, come on, join us in. If you guys do not know, Stephanie is your ST bestie. She's normally on the live. She is the head of education. She's also a licensed clinical esthetician. Stephanie, good to see you.
Hey, and this is so fun. I'm like, I get to sit back and just like watch all the fun. And I love that I'm the first person that met you. And I was like, oh my gosh, Caroline's amazing. We have to work with Caroline. She's just incredible. So, and congratulations on your pregnancy. That's so incredible too.
Steph, you've taught me so much. And actually, the funniest thing is, I remember us first talking, Stephanie and I were actually together for a while. We were like together for 9 hours talking. And you were like, yeah, I have kids. And I'm like, oh, how many kids? You're like, I have 3 kids. And I'm thinking like, Stephanie's got to be like, maybe like late 20s, early 30s. And you're like, yeah, I have 3 teenagers. And I was like, Stephanie, how old are you? And that's when I knew the magic of goPure and how amazing the goPure products are, because Stephanie herself. So Stephanie, tell me a little bit more about, well, first of all, I just want to hear a funny story about you being a mom and then your involvement in goPure as well.
I will tell you though, that when I tell people how old my kids are, the second they're like, oh, I could see that. That will be a crushing moment, because I enjoy those moments and people are shocked when they find out how old I am and the kids are. When they're like, oh yeah, I can totally see that you have 3 teenagers. I might actually like have a mental breakdown. But I have so many funny stories, because I've actually been in the beauty industry 25 years, and I did have my first son just before I turned 24. And so I have so many funny stories, but with goPure, it's hilarious because I work out of my house. My live studio's in my house. There's always something going on. And my middle son has friends over for lunch a lot. He's a senior in high school. And that's around the time I start my lives. So like, they'll just be out there having lunch, doing whatever. And I'm causing a ruckus in here on my lives. And they're just fully unfazed at this point with anything. It's so funny. And then my other son will be at school and he loves like just scrolling TikTok and being like, oh, look, this is my mom. And they're like, no, it's not. Like, that is not your mom. And he's like, no, this is literally my mom on TikTok. They're like, no, it's not.
You're so you got cool like
mom. Cool mom. Yeah. So I was gonna say, that's definitely gotta be.
Oh no, like my youngest, his favorite game would be like, hey, we should just Google our parents and just see what comes up randomly. Because he knows, like, especially back in the day, it's like makeup artists and everything, like all like their stuff. So that, yeah, they're used to the shenanigans of my face showing up on the internet at this point.
No, that is such a cool mom moment, because again, like we all know, TikTok is so big and it's really influential, especially in like that Gen Z age group and below. So if you are live on TikTok, those kids are like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing, right? So Steph, I love that. So I think we've kind of reached the point in our live segment. We're all on here together, and I feel like we need to kind of circle back around, talk about goPure. But I really think we need to talk about our favorite goPure products. And I think we need to talk about our favorite skincare product and our favorite body care product, because Bethany, you brought up the butt and thigh cream. We all know like we have amazing body care products as well. So Steph, why don't you start? You're up in my upper corner over here. Why don't you start and you tell us your favorite skincare and favorite body care product and why?
Okay, so if anybody has seen my lives here, I want people in the comments, if you know what I'm going to say, drop it in the comments, because I'm very predictable here. Because this product, I see it popping up already. But the vitamin C dry oil is my absolute favorite. It's so incredible. And I mean, I have been very good with my skincare for a very long time. And this vitamin C product that I was using before this was an almost $200 product. This is like 100%. You guys know I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this full facts. I was dropping a lot of money because I'm very fair. My skin marks, it hyperpigments very easily. And I have tried, like, my office is basically like a mini Sephora, you know, like I got all sorts of things. And this worked for me so well, so fast that I got my face put on a goPure flyer here. That's me and my face, because like, and the results I have seen with this, I love recommending it because it's so versatile, so effective. And I think dark spots are like the first thing when people look in the mirror and they're like, I feel like I need to do something different with my skincare routine. It's because there's some dark spots showing up. So I love recommending this because it's just consistently amazing. Body care is hard. I don't like that question because I don't want to have to choose. They're all so good. And like, I was obsessed with the arm cream. I'm putting the arm cream like literally arm, stomach, butt, thigh but I knew butt and thigh was coming. But then like with that, I was using that. So I don't know if I can choose because they're so good. And I think I would have a crisis if I had to give up either the arm cream or the butt and thigh cream, like legitimately.
Stephanie, I'm really sad that you didn't say your hands were on a flyer, because I always go back to the story of how you use the vitamin C, demonstrating it on one hand versus the other. And I love that. I love that you can see a massive difference. Alex, tell us, I know this is like choosing like a favorite kid, right? But Alex, tell us what your favorite goPure product is, skincare and body care. And if you're just like, hey, I have multiples, give it to us. We want to hear it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it is very difficult for sure, but mine's going to be a little bit of a controversial take. This is not sanctioned, but this is the truth. You know, and so this is what I use every day, which is our water cream.
Ooh, nice.
So this is actually my favorite product. Stephanie will appreciate it. Remember when we developed this?
Oh, yeah.
So I know it's not the most popular product that goPure has by sales or anything, but for me personally, I love it. I use it every day. It's not too, it's just the right consistency for my skin type, which is more my combination. So yeah, I love it. On the body side, I love the body scrub. I mean, again, it's really hard to choose, but everything about this product, like from the packaging, the way it feels so soft and like premium, and the product itself with the color and everything, like I'm trying to show it here. Yeah, that's a natural color, you know, from a marine, some sort of marine something. But you know, it's just an incredible product. It's not too abrasive, it's not too gentle. It's like the perfect exfoliation, beautifully colored naturally, beautiful natural scent, and just everything about it.
Well, Alex, you're going to love this, okay? Every time we go live on TikTok, people beg for the water cream. It is like one of the most
really?
popular products, isn't it?
I'm telling you, I always look for the underdog, and there's
where your people are at,
Alex. Oil. These are like underrated, underrepresented products.
I mean, I love it too. I also use it every day.
It's just awesome. Like, it really is. The way that it feels, the consistency of it is incredible. I guess I'll go next. My favorite product ever is the SPF. And I don't know what kind of magic is involved in this, because I know you guys just didn't formulate this. This like had, again, like some magical properties involved in it. This is my favorite product, that and Dramatically Dewy. And when I put this on my skin, I look like a glass skin, glowing goddess with some SPF protection. So this product truly has changed my life. A lot of other sunscreens are really gross on my skin. They feel bad. I have really, really, really dry skin. And this is the one product that I can wear that not only, again, gives me that glass skin appearance and makes my skin feel and look good, but I get my SPF in there too, because we all know how important it is to have your SPF. So that is genuinely my favorite product. Body care, guys, I'm pregnant. I'm using everything. I am not choosing one product, okay? I need it all right now, and I need it in liter gallons. So if you guys wouldn't mind shipping that to me, I would be much appreciated, okay? Bethany, tell us your favorite product, skincare and body care. It can be multiple, whatever you want to do, give it to us.
Yeah, I agree with you on SPF. That's not the one I chose, but I do use that every day in my foundation. religiously. I drop it in.
Incredible.
It makes me glow. But I have really dry skin. I also have 4 kids and I am maturing. So anti-wrinkle cream is my favorite. It's like a really great whipped moisturizer for your face. And I mean, the name says it all. So I'm hoping it anti-wrinkles my face, essentially. So it's amazing. I highly recommend this one. I love it. And then the body is tough. Like every time we launch a body product, it's like I keep thinking like we can't top the next one. And not that it tops it, but it's like they just keep getting better and better. But I probably have to say the button thigh is my favorite. Because well, it's pink, which makes me happy. So it's pink, but the texture in it, you can't really tell in here, but it is pink. It's just like a really like creamy whipped texture. And like I said, I've had 4 kids. So lathering this all over my legs and stuff is not going to hurt for summer coming. So, I religiously do this twice a day. I actually do all of them. I do the arms, just, make sure my arms are ready for summer as well. And it's funny, my 7-year-old daughter watches me like literally morning and night. I do it. And so now she does it on her neck, arms, and thighs, just her thighs. And so she's going to have really good skin as she gets older, but, those are my favorites.
I
just want to call it out about the liter size thing. Like we've had so many people mention that, or people say a bathtub of this, or I think like we should really consider maybe making some larger sizes of some of the stuff.
You would be making me so happy, especially I always joke on the live. I say I could literally bathe in Dramatically Dewy. So literally, Alex, I'm just going to email you every single day until this happens. Okay. So
sounds good.
Keep bugging them.
I'm just going to keep bugging you until it happens.
People on TikTok love the 2-packs.
Yeah.
Like the 2-packs are amazing. And I get asked all the time. And I'm like, maybe we could get you a 2-pack at least.
That's a good hack right now.
A bigger size. They love the doubles because they want
That's
more.
a good workaround right now. Good call.
Everyone in the chat is going, yeah, I would love a larger size. Thanks. So this is a hot topic right now. Bethany, when you're doing the button thigh cream, do you love the scrub as well? Like I love to use the scrub first in the shower and then I do the button thigh cream. Do you just
100%.
love that? Yeah,
and it's funny because I did a lot of the testing for the PD process. Yeah. So one of my legs is way further along than the other leg. I did it for like 4 weeks by itself. I do everything one only. So one of my is way more like tighter than my other, and same with my leg. So I got to get this side all caught up, but I do the body scrub. I do it like 2 to 3 times a week. And again, I did that only on one side as well, just for testing. And it's like a massive difference. Like even just feeling your skin when you get out, my left arm felt so much rougher where it was just smooth. And you could just tell that that first layer was off. So that penetration of using the products actually like does work. So yeah, I use it. Someone just asked about the eye puffiness. It's not my favorite out of everything, but the eye cream is bomb. Whoever asked that.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. I saw in the I'm in the comments now. This is so fun. I love the comments.
It is one of my favorites. So.
Oh my gosh, it's just a whole new element.
The comments are so fun.
I do usually read all the comments, all the reviews. I read everything, all the feedback from people. I'll like ping Alex at like 11 p.m. at night. I'm like, did you see this comment on the ad?
Did you guys see that? You guys commenting, it means the world, especially again, the positive comments. So keep them coming.
Sometimes you want to hear it.
I heard that we did have a gift card winner. So our first winner of the $50 gift card is Tiffany Holder. So Tiffany, congratulations. We're so excited for you. That is amazing, guys. Do not forget, we are doing a mega giveaway at the end. So you're going to want to stick around until the end of this live segment. Okay. All right, Melanie, we're getting to you. Tell us your favorite body care and your favorite skincare product, please.
Okay. So my favorite is the Dramatically Dewy. And I guess I have to get a bit personal to tell you why. I actually have thyroid cancer. So I get hypothyroidic and hyperthyroidic, which means my skin's dry all the time. All the time. And like, if you guys in the comments, if you've had this issue, you get that like really dry, rough, raw skin, and you can put this on over makeup all the time. I do it. If I have makeup on and my skin's like really dry, I just slather it on and it doesn't ruin my makeup at all. So that's why I love Dramatically Dewy. It has saved me so many times. And then for body, it's the arm cream. Only because I haven't gotten my hands on the other ones yet.
Oh,
But I'm sure they'll all be equal when I do.
Okay, true story. We are like low on inventory on the button thigh cream.
Almost
Like,
sold
very
out.
low.
No, I heard that.
We're like rationing.
I feel like I should give this back. It's literally almost sold out, and I
Oh,
feel
you have one? Oh, we
I
gotta get
have
that.
and it just opened it, but I'm almost out of my other. I'm trying to get my left side caught up to my right side, so I am not giving it back.
Bethany, you shouldn't have said anything. You should have just get that
We're gonna have to confiscate that for a customer.
confiscate that.
Melanie, we're sending them to you as soon as we're back in stock.
Do you guys all hear that? That is running so low. So it is, listen, we're getting to summer. Okay. Summer is approaching quicker than we think. So you guys better hurry and grab that while you can before it is completely sold out. Everyone's like, I just bought my button thigh cream. I love it. I love
Bethany's
it.
hoarding all the button thigh cream in her house.
All Bethany's fault.
Limited inventory.
Oh, but
back
see,
stock.
this is why we need our gallon and liters of stuff, right?
Right.
That's
It'll
just
be way
going back
harder
to
to
that.
hoard. Yeah.
All right, so we're actually going to do something really fun since I have all of you guys here with me. We are going to do a little game, if that's okay. We're going to guess. We've got baby pictures of everyone, and we're going to guess who is who.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna pop up some pictures, and we're all going to guess.
And Erin provided my picture, and I'm sure she picked the most embarrassing one. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm ready.
Erin, I hope you came through big right now, wherever you're at.
Yeah, Erin's watching this like he,
Oh,
you know?
I've got a good sense of humor, so it should be good.
Great. All right. Who do we think this is?
Are we just calling it out, or?
I think we're gonna use are we gonna use our whiteboards? Should we write this down?
Yeah, let's write it down.
All right.
Words.
It's a very blonde looking baby.
Oh, wait, I almost turned it over.
Let us know when you're ready.
All right, is
That was
everyone
up
ready?
and gone pretty fast. Are they all going to be that fast?
That was a quick one. Yeah, I said Stephanie too. Mine's like really small. I knew
It was! Yay!
you had beautiful eyelashes at 2 years old.
Look at those lashes, Steph.
Look at them lashes.
Dang, girl.
My career path was set from that moment.
Yeah.
I know you were born to do this.
I love that. All right, we're gonna flash the next.
Oh, I would have guessed Stephanie on that one too. Maybe that's a.
Bethany, I'm trying to. What are you trying to do? I feel like-
Wait, Carolyn, are you in this too?
I'm in this game.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, I should
That
have
makes
mentioned
more
that.
sense.
I'm in this game,
All
guys.
right. I thought Bethany was trying to trick us with that comment.
Maybe I just tricked you twice.
She almost she may have succeeded. I don't know. All right.
Are we ready for answers?
Yes.
Find out.
Yeah, me. Yes.
Okay.
Wearing a full matching plaid outfit.
All right.
All right, next person. Oh, by the way, audience, we want you guys
she had to go with that
chiming
one.
in. We
I knew
want
it.
the audience chiming in as well.
I saw some good eyelashes, I feel like, in that photo too.
That was some beautiful eyelashes there.
Oh, Rose, let's see that one. Is there a football or what's in your hand?
A book.
A book. Okay.
Look how thick your hair is. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Shiny.
I think it's Alex.
Now we're doing baby pictures. I think there's a couple worse ones. I think, but
She did a good job. That was a good picture.
that's one that her and my kids like genuinely make fun of all the time. So I know why they picked that one.
Oh.
People are saying, a very handsome little guy.
Well, wait, who's that? Oh, Beth. Well, we only have 2 people left, right? Process of elimination now.
The soccer ball gave it away in a second.
Either Bethany or Melanie. So.
We ready?
Are we ready? Let's do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Soccer ball for sure.
Yeah, Bethany. At that 5 a.m. Peloton. That
I
really,
know.
yeah. athlete since day one.
I've been busy since I was born.
Yeah.
Well, this next one's gonna be really hard to guess.
I know.
The last-
I know it.
Oh.
Melanie, you're so cute.
I wonder.
All right, we ready?
There she is.
Oh, so cute.
That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Everyone in the comments are loving this, by the way. This is
I know. I
hysterical.
love these comments.
You're giving really not one wrong answer. Someone said, I love it.
That might be the last time my baby picture is seen like that on the internet.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I did hear that, Alex, you had to pop off as soon as we got done with this. Thank you so much for being on here and like giving us your time and your amazing answers to the questions and just being a good sport about everything. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all so much for having me. This is such an amazing holiday. I love honoring all the moms. I think, it's such a difficult, but yet such like impactful and fulfilling, thing. So thank you all. That was fun.
Hi, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, ladies, now that it's just us in here, I think we need to get down to some discussions and some questions. What do you guys think? I think we need to get down into it.
I'm ready.
All right, guys. So really quickly, okay. Well, first of all, before I even get started with the questions, by the way, I do want to say everyone that's in here, please stay in here till the end of the live because we are doing a mega giveaway. I just heard we're going to do like a full body care situation as the gift giveaway that we're doing. So stay tuned for the end because we will announce the winner on that.
And maybe giveaway too. You guys should really stay till the end because we might.
Bethany, I love it. Okay, I love it. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, really quickly. And Stephanie, I want to start with you. We're going to go you and Bethany, Melanie, and then we're going to kind of get into it. What inspires you about being a mom or a mom that you know?
I think the thing about being a mom, like myself and like the women in my life, is that everybody has a different circumstance, a different journey. But like when you're a mom, you just gotta show up and make things happen. You gotta like make sure things are humming along. Every mom that I know is a doer. I think I always look around and I'm like, how can they do so? I just feel like I see other moms doing so much and it can be hard to not compare. But I think we all have a different circumstance but everyone's just like doing and going and just like some days you're literally just like, we survived today. That is awesome. And then some days you're like, I crushed today, and every day is different. And I don't think I've ever met a mom that did not completely inspire me.
That was great. I completely agree. Bethany, what about you?
Yeah. Well, I'm really close to my mom. She's like my best friend and she is such a better person than me and mom. She's amazing. She stayed home with us while I grew up. So, that's props to all the stay-at-home moms. It is very, very hard to do. I think sometimes it's even harder than a working mom. It's different, but just her patience that she's taught me. I've always loved to work, and that comes with a different type of guilt sometimes that you carry. Like to Stephanie's point, you have to not compare yourself. I do live in an area where it's a lot of stay-at-home moms, so you're constantly like, I'm not going to be there for this or that. And I just think my mom's really been able to talk me through a lot of it. She knows that where my passion lies, and you can still be an incredible mom and you can still have a career. And I think for me, that's really important. And I'm surrounded by so many here at goPure. Which is so inspiring every day. And for me, I didn't have to choose. I got to do both. And I think to Stephanie's point, it's like every night I tuck my kids in, I'm like, we did another day. And you just feel a little bit like you're doing it and you don't really have a choice. So you're going to do it. And I think, working moms, make sure it's a good environment because if it's not, it makes it really challenging to do both. And so I feel like where we're at, like I love these girls and these teams that we have. It really allows me to be able to be a mom and also, succeed at work life. So.
No, I love that. And just like to piggyback off what you two were saying, it's so interesting because I've heard someone say once that even those days that you're like, we survived this day, your kids are like, this is the best day ever.
I know.
So it's just that mom guilt, and that mom guilt is so real, and not listening to that is like the biggest factor of being a mom. And I also heard, and this is so true, if you have that mom guilt and think you're the worst mom, like really, really bad moms don't think they're bad moms, right? So it's only the good moms that really think they're bad moms. And it's so true. And I have to remember that every night when I lay my head down on my pillow, right? Melanie, what about you? Tell us like what inspires you about being a mom, or a mom that you know.
So I would say my mom inspires me. When I was young, she worked 3 jobs at one point just to provide for me and my brother. And to this day, like my son was a surprise. I'll start with that. So having him and working throughout his life has been like, okay, if she was able to do that, I can do this. And this has been probably the first job that I've had where there's so many moms at the company. So that's also been a huge inspiring factor for me, is seeing all these other moms working from home, like Stephanie and Bethany said, working from home and just doing the thing. So honestly, just piggybacking off of everyone, that has also been an inspiration for me.
I love that. And I did hear that over half of your female employees are moms. And that just says a lot about GoPure as a company. And it is true. Like, you can, Bethany, I love how you said that. Like, I've been able to experience like being a mom and also being a working mom. And that's something that's so unique and very amazing about working for GoPure, right? Is having that opportunity. So really amazing. I want to kind of also say what makes you, or ask the question, what makes you feel really confident, especially being a mom? What gives you the confidence? Bethany, I want to start with you because I think we kind of switched camera angles here. So tell me a little bit more, like what makes you feel confident?
About being a mom.
Yeah, like just, being a mom and being like knowing you're doing a good job.
Oh gosh. I mean, I guess I really measure it off of my child's happiness.
Yeah.
I mean, to keep it super simple, the only thing I really think about every single day is, I think about a lot, but are my kids happy and are they healthy? And I think making sure that they're in the right circle of friends as they get older, they're balanced in their activities, and making sure they're happy. I think that's kind of the biggest barometer for me. Yes, I feel like I fail all the time. It was Teacher Appreciation Week this week. Forgot about it. My kids were the only ones that didn't have their glitter. We're going to bring it tomorrow. It's going to be fine. But as long as my kids we're going to mess up as moms. And I think we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace. We're not going to be perfect, but I think our kids knowing how much they're loved and they feel that from us, like we're winning. I feel like I'm winning when they know that I love them and, they're happy.
Steph, what about you?
So one thing that's always made me feel really confident is feeling capable. That's, I think, why I became why I'm so passionate about education. Because I'm a passionate learner, and like that is something I've really tried to instill in my kids. And I text them questions, I'm like, I need an answer for this. And it was so interesting because we were talking about what we're going to talk about today. That's something that makes me feel confident, is being capable. And that's what I've tried to teach my kids. So my son, Jared, who's about to graduate, he said, one thing I've taught him is the result doesn't matter as long as you try your hardest. Give more credit to oneself for the process. And I was like, what I'm teaching them is like sticking. And then Noah, my oldest, said, you taught me to be kind to myself and acknowledge my strengths and accomplishments. And like that to me makes me feel confident as like a person. Cause like, that's what I like. We are like in a battle every day, I think, with confidence as women and with moms. So I always try and focus on the process, like the actions that we take. And like, I am capable. At the end of the day, like I am capable. And I've tried to instill that in my kids, to like instill that confidence. And when they text me that, I was like, they're so amazing.
You're doing a good job.
No, and isn't that great to hear that back from your kids as well? Like that just makes you like everything was worth that.
Well, and
Everything
I just know, like, because my kids are like, I got the old kids here at goPure, like mine are like 16 and then almost 18 and 20. And so, like, they're at really pivotal points in their life where they are becoming independent humans. And, teens and young adults go through so many challenges different than we had. But again, it comes back to like, I just want my kids to be kind to themselves, kind to other people, like try and like be capable, and that your confidence can be so rooted in that.
for sure. Melanie, what about you? What makes you feel confident, especially being a mom?
Same. I would say that seeing my son being confident and happy and silly and himself, he can just be himself. And when I say he's silly, this kid's just flinging his arms around, making all kinds of weird noises around everybody, around he doesn't care. And to me, that makes me confident that I was able to let him flourish as a human being. Whereas, probably a lot of us when we were kids, we weren't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to do that. I was like kind of like nervous and shy and timid. And it makes me confident to know that I'm doing something right by letting him not become shy, not become timid. Just I'm always encouraging him to just keep being silly, keep doing whatever you're doing. You want to go play Minecraft in the middle of, the store. That's fine. Let's play Minecraft. Let's go run around this aisle. So him just being happy and confident and it makes me confident that I'm doing something right.
I love that. All right, guys, it looks like we have a second giveaway winner. Irina A, congratulations. You are our second giveaway winner. This is a question that I actually love this question. I'm actually going to be the first one to answer this question, okay? Because I need this on the daily, on the regular, but the question that I want to know from you guys next is when life gets extra busy, what goPure product comes to your rescue? And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm starting out very strong. I will have to say that Dramatically Dewy probably comes to my rescue because there are a lot of sleepless nights being a mom. I think we can all agree with that. And my skin gets so dry when I'm not sleeping well, when I'm not eating right, when I'm not drinking my gallon of water, whatever we're supposed to be drinking a day. And so Dramatically Dewy is that product that really like comes in the clutch every day when I wake up and I'm like, I kind of have these like a little bit of like my skin looks a little haggard, like I've been up all night. That Dramatically Dewy just comes to my rescue. Bethany, give us your product, please. I need to know.
I'd probably say Dramatically Dewy too.
Yeah.
Gives you that boost of hydration.
I love it. Makes that skin nice and dewy, gorgeous, like you've slept, you've drinking your, 8 ounces of water. What about you, Steph?
The dry oil is like my go-to, but I'm going to pull it in something that I wasn't going to say, but it really is like my true rescue product is actually the BHA liquid exfoliant. Cause like you get stressed, you got a little something popping up. For me, it's plucking a chin hair or a little mustache hair goes wrong. And then like my skin gets, this is a fact. I will sit here and be like, I got a little mustache hair. And then my skin will get irritated and I'll get a little pimple, pop a little BHA on or like use it. Literally next morning, my skin looks so much better. But like, even as a mom of teenagers, like the number of times the words, have you used your BHA come out of my mouth in a day or a week is a lot. So that's like a true rescue product.
Melanie, what about you?
For me, I already said Dramatically Dewy earlier, so I'll go with the eye cream.
Yes.
So, like even today, my eyes were like puffy. So literally like 30 minutes before our call, I had it with the eye patches and everything sitting there, like bottom of the 9, trying to get the puffiness out, and it rescues me every time.
Love it. All right, really quickly, guys, we've got 2 more questions before we get to our really big giveaway. Bethany, give me a working mom tip that you can share.
Oh gosh,
words of wisdom.
A working mom tip. Oh man, that's tough. For like all working moms?
I think so. Yeah, let's do all working moms.
Yeah. I think I kind of already said it, but like you got to give yourself grace. Like
Yeah.
I think if you're really hard on yourself, you'll constantly feel not good enough. And I think you just have to remember to not compare yourself to other moms. Like, you have your own path and your own journey, and you are good enough and you can do both. And so, giving yourself permission to have some grace on some mistakes you're going to make along the way is probably the best path forward for any mom in general, whether you're a stay-at-home, a working mom, whatever kind of mom you are. We're not perfect. We try our best. And I think if you're giving it 100%, that's all you can do.
I love that. Steph, what about you?
You know, I'm at the point in my life where I feel like I'm looking back so much more on things, and I'm in it in a different way. I don't know if Bethany will like my answer, but I think that, like, you do have to make choices. And I have regrets for things that I love working. I love what I do. And I really pride myself on being an example to my kids on, like, working hard and, like, following your passions. You know, I've lived many lives in this industry and I've always wanted to be an example to them. But like I do think that I have missed things that I didn't need to, and I felt like I had to, and I'm the one who made me miss it, not work. So like, just be aware, because you'll look back on things and realize, like, I could have made that actually work. So like, you do have to make choices, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning and showing myself grace. Like, this many years into being a mom, I'm still figuring this out.
I agree with you. I like that answer. I agree with you.
No, that's so great. And honestly, it's so true. It really is. And it's just different phases of motherhood, right? So
Yeah.
again, Melanie, what about you? What's your best working mom advice?
I think something that I just learned recently and I'm still learning is, as a working mom, especially a work from home mom, is to give your full attention to your kids. Like, when you're at home, you can, like, for me, easily just be like in it, like, no, I'm going to take all these counterfeits down. But to just stop when he's trying to, like, hey mom, I have a story, and just stop, turn for 2 minutes, even just full attention. And I've noticed to him, even as a 5.5-year-old, it means the world, because he's like, someone's paying attention to me.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really important one, is to give full attention and not just like, yeah. Like we can do sometimes.
Yeah, and I agree with Melanie. Working from home, I bleed over constantly. I'm so guilty of it. But being present where your feet are is, like, kind of my mantra. I try to follow it. It's very challenging for me personally. But I think
to do that with technology, you know?
It's such a good call out though, Melanie, and it's such a good reminder.
I love that. And like Caroline said, it's just like, we live in a technology world, like phones, like, you are so attached, and it's not just work. I think it's like everything around everything that's going on.
Yes.
And like you said, like, that's something that I'm taking away from this today. Just like, you know, because my brain will be in 500 places at one time. And yeah, attention and focus, especially when they're talking to you, like hearing them, acknowledging them, and having it be authentic. Love that.
Love that.
Love it.
Good day, Melanie.
I know. I need to hear those things.
I kind of like it.
I love that too. And everyone who's actually commenting in the chat, we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, we do have 2 members of the goPure team, Sol and Laura. They're actually expecting. And so we want all of you guys in the chats below to put your best advice about just being a mom in general. It doesn't have to be a working mom, just being a mom, like your best mom advice for Saul and Laura. And we're going to have our team pick the comment, and then whoever the comment gets chosen, you win our big giveaway. So please go in the comments right now and start chatting. We appreciate you guys. And I have one more final question for you guys. And this is like such an interesting question to me, because I wouldn't even know how to answer this, but I need to know about, like, your best momism. So Bethany, like, do you have a momism that you normally, like, do as a mom, like maybe like an action or something you say to your kids?
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, if it's a 5-minute drive or a 4-hour drive, there are snacks packed in the car.
Love it.
Because as soon as we get in the car, I'll feed them before we leave, and it doesn't matter.
Yes.
In the car, I'm hungry. So there's always snacks. And then I have 4 kids. So like they don't always listen to me when my husband isn't here. So I guess if you would ask them, I say no a lot. And also like, I'm going to call dad if you're not going to listen right now. So those are like my two things that they'd probably tell you. She always has to call dad if we're not listening. But yeah, that's probably the best ones I got.
I love that. Steph,
like
what about you?
Inspirational ones for them too, but those are like the common.
I
No,
love,
those
I
are
love it. Like,
momisms. I would consider those momisms. So
Yeah.
thank you, Bethany. What about you, Steph?
So I was like trying to think of this. Like one thing I always do, my grandma always called us all lovies. Like that's how she referred to her grandkids. And I realized I do that. So every night I at least text my kids good night lovies. And I realized like that's one thing that's really important for me. That like they'll come in my room to say good night. But I made a quick hit list of things that will come out of my mouth to my children all the time. Did you wash your face? Did you use your BHA? Do you have a moisturizer? Did you wear sunscreen? Did you bring sunscreen? Remember to reapply your sunscreen. They also know there's a right and a wrong way to pop a pimple. And they will tell their friends, like, my mom will be mad at you if they knew you did this with your skin. They're like, I'm going to tell my mom on you. So I was like, those are the things like, it's all, do you have sunscreen? Did you bring sunscreen? Are you wearing sunscreen? Sunscreen with you? Did you wash your face? Mom, I'm breaking out. Or did you use your BHA?
That's actually all those stuff are like really important things actually, and we'll make them like I just picture them being adults and having their own kids and saying this stuff. So because we all know skincare is so important. So I love it. Melanie, what about you?
So an action that I do often, and when I say often, it's probably like 5 to 10 times a day, is I do sneak attacks. I will literally come out from nowhere and be like, ah, at my son, and then scoop him up and grab him and hug him and like give him kisses and stuff. So that's one thing I do literally all the time, every day. And something I say often, which he's 5 years old, is, oof, did that hurt? Because he's always doing something crazy, and I try to let him learn things on his own. So instead of being like, no, be careful, it's usually the afterwards of, oof, did that hurt? And he learns from it.
I love that. And I really want to shout out a couple people in the comments because I'm seeing some really good advice. Donna said, I always tell my kids that I love them just the way they are. I love that. Judith said, just be there and give yourself grace. Learn when to hover. And hang on.
I love Deanna.
And when to let them be independent. I love that.
So good. And Deanna, I think you have to remember that. Oh, I lost it. I'm sorry.
I think you have to remember you were a person before you had kids. Make sure you take care of yourself because you cannot take care of anyone else if you're not okay.
5 stars for that one. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I love that one.
There was another one that was so good about tucking them in at night. I love that one. I can't find it though, but it was.
I had to learn that the hard way, like taking care of yourself.
Yeah,
I had to learn that one real the hard way.
I do it at 5 a.m. guys. I gotta do it at 5. You gotta take care of yourself first, girls. But I love.
I don't know how you're doing that, by the way. Like, I kudos to you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted just like listening to you getting up at 5, hearing you that you get up at 5 a.m. I love that.
I'm a better mom, honestly, throughout the day if I have a little bit of time for myself.
And I would agree with that. I mean, that's why skincare is so important to me because it's self-care, right? And I think that's what we all, with goPure, we all try to reiterate to everyone, especially when we're doing lives and stuff. It's like, it's so self-care. And really, it is true. Like, you were a person before you had kids, and it's important to remember that. So I love that. Oh, do we have a winner with the giveaway? Someone is going to win a full body routine, gua sha, brush, headband. That is a really amazing giveaway, by the way. That's awesome. I should have entered myself. Donna Leroy, you are our winner. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Wow.
That's a good gift too. That's an awesome set.
I feel like we need to save all these comments and put them in a book because they're so good.
There are so many good ones in here about there was one that's teaching them to be themselves your kids can always talk to you. That's really important to me that your kids can always come and talk to you.
Connie D, we got to give her one too. I'm sorry, but I love hers. I think you have to wait. I keep losing it. Okay, teach them to pray and always tuck them in and say nighttime prayers together. It always gives them a chance to share anything. I'm not good at this, Stephanie. Anything that's on their mind. Wow.
I
think
love
she's
that.
a winner too. Okay, I'm just calling it. Right, Steph? Do you agree? That was a good one.
I never listen. I will never disagree with giving away more stuff. I'm always like, more stuff to give away. Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I always love that.
Sorry, Rose. I just gave you a headache, but let's give her one too.
No, I love that. Connie,
And
congratulations. Donna, congratulations.
but those are amazing. Laura and Sol, if you guys are watching, those are really good advice. They're new moms, they're new expecting moms. So this is all like,
and I just found out today about Soul too. I didn't know about Soul. And then Laura, that's incredible. So I was like literally emotional at my desk. I was like, Laura, I'm literally crying at my desk.
I know, I'm so happy for them.
It's so amazing.
That is
goPure's growing one baby at a time.
When I started, actually, besides Aaron, there was only one other employee that even had kids. And I got one thing that was amazing about goPure. You guys have to know how much they support families. They actually changed even how we do, or no, Daniel was here too. I was thinking moms. There was only like one other mom that had kids. There was only a handful of us that had kids, really. They changed how we even do health insurance here, because they gave us like more plans and more options and other things. And they like really listened. And it's just so cool to see how many, like even babies alone this year are being born. I remember we were like, when are we going to have the first goPure baby? We need goPure onesies. And now like, it's like a baby boom in 2025 here.
Wow.
Wait, but actually, are you doing goPure onesies? Because I need one immediately.
I know.
Immediately. By August.
Amy's crafty. We got to get Amy on that. Amy's like the craftiest
Amy
person.
made one for Danielle, our PM. She just had a baby in February and she has a goPure onesie. So we've got babies all over.
I know.
No,
So
I
many
love
people had
that.
babies this year in our. It's just so cool to see, like over where there's like a few of us with kids, and now it's like, and there were literally just like a couple of moms out of like anybody that had kids, and now it's like, it's so cool to see the growth.
Oh, I love that. You guys, how fun was this? This was such an amazing live. Truly, I'm so glad that I could be a part of this. Thank you guys so much for having me. And thank you to all of you for taking your time out of your day to talk to us about being a mom, and especially being a working mom at goPure. And again, I just really appreciate the fact that I get to be a part of this. And truly, it's such an honor to be connected with goPure and get to do all these amazing events. So thank you guys so much to everyone who is out there chatting. We appreciate you guys so much, and we love you all. Thank you for being a part of this wonderful night. And to everyone who is celebrating a mom, who is a mom, we appreciate you and we celebrate you. We hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening and week, and we hope to see you guys very, very soon, especially at our next multi-stream. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Bethany, Steph, Melanie.
Hey.
This is amazing. Happy Mother's Day, you guys.
Happy Mother's Day.
Mother's
Bye,
Day.
everyone.
Happy Mother's Day.